Ties the game at 4.7, and here comes Villanova. Last second bomb and nails it. Yes. That's when Villanova, the number 2 seed, beat the 1st seed, North Carolina. Oh, man. It is time, baby. We've hinted at it. We've talked about it. But now it is time to actually live it. Because it's March Madness 2026. Most of the conference games are done. By the way, you're listening to the Sports Spotlight with your host Rizwan right here on Radio Azad every Sunday, 10 to noon. And most of the time, my good buddy and a wonderful sports mind, Shep, joins me to discuss various things, maybe not all things, but various things, sports, and even some sports for which I have zero inclination or definitely zero knowledge. Patrick Shepard, Shep, welcome to the airwaves of Radio Azad. How are you?
Pretty good. Welcome to March. It's when Chicago starts to become alive a little bit, even though we're going to get a little snow again tomorrow.
Well, not down here.
It's when work productivity tends to take a little dip.
It's Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and then it's Thursday and Friday of opening week of March Madness. For sure, when people are either outright calling in sick or working, but not really. Yeah. I mean, look, it's time. It is absolutely, we talk about the NFL being just the king of sports, especially in the U.S., right? Just absolutely hands down the king of sports. But there is nothing that captivates the whole sports consciousness of America like March Madness, especially that opening week, right? I mean, you've got the level of participation. Somebody needs to do this study. I'm sure somebody has. The amount of participation in Super Bowl pools versus the amount of participation in March Madness pools. I think March Madness wins.
It's got to be the Super Bowl pools that are second place there.
Right? I think so. Because you've got Mildred from accounting filling out a March Madness pool, right? I mean, everybody does it. Everybody does it. I mean, who doesn't? It's insane. And usually it is Mildred from accounting winning it because she thought bears were more ferocious.
She likes the cute little Blue Devils. Or the way the A is locked for Arizona.
Yes. Look, I've been doing it all my life, and I actually, who was it? I think 2 or 3 years ago, I won my work pool. Was it the year Baylor won? No, I lost the year Baylor won. I would have won it, and then this guy. Obviously Baylor is close by, and he was a fan of Baylor. I think he may have gone to Baylor. So we were in lockstep. I'd made some better picks early on in the first couple of rounds, so I was ahead. But it came down to we both had the championship game in play, and I had Baylor losing. He had Baylor winning simply because he was a fan, and Baylor won that. And I lost it. But I think the year after that, or the year before, I actually won a work pool. But I've never come anywhere close, not even close, to actually having a perfect bracket.
It's the odds against it, they're so astronomical. Those 8-9 seeds, the 7-10 seeds, those are just lethal.
They are.
The inevitable upset that no one sees coming. The last year was about as chalky as it gets, right? And we're all 4 number 1 seeds made it, which I don't think will happen this year because I don't think Florida is going to make the Final Four, assuming they get the 4th number 1 seed.
Well, let's get into it, shall we? So I think the brackets are pretty well set. I know the selection committee is going to be announcing them officially in a little bit, but I think they're pretty much set. So Duke wins the ACC.
Yep.
Yeah, ACC.
Yeah, Duke wins the ACC.
I can't keep the conferences straight. For a second, as soon as I said Duke wins the ACC, I had this just for a second horrible feeling. Wait, are they part of the Big East now? No. So Duke wins the ACC. Michigan is going to be deservedly another number one. Arizona, of course, and then that team you mentioned, Florida. They've I don't want to say they've come out of nowhere, but I didn't expect them.
They're a strong team. They got 7 losses,
Mhm.
right? Which kind of seems like a lot.
Yep.
But I think they're the best of the 4, or the remaining teams competing for the last seed. UConn lost, Houston lost, Florida got trucked by Vandy. So I think those are the other 2 teams kind of in competition, with Florida for that 4th number 1. I think Florida's overall resume and the predictive stats on them are just a little bit better than UConn and Houston. So I think that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Now then, I could be really wrong. So there's always that.
Well, I mean, that's I feel, I'm going to go back to this. No sport makes me feel more like I have no clue than college basketball when it comes to March Madness.
Well, because it's a knockout tournament, one game in a sport that notoriously has people go cold or hot for games at a time or one game at a time. It's not like the NBA where you sit there and you go, okay, over a 7-game series, the better team generally wins, absent something funky like injuries or weird, suspicious officiating that should be investigated, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe some horrible matchups that only the one team can take advantage of, right? But in the NBA, generally the best team wins. I mean, look, last year, everything said the Thunder was the best team.
And they won.
And they won.
Yeah.
And, in the NFL, football, because of the nature of football, it has less upset than basketball. Just because the line of scrimmage aspect of it, plus it's a little bit less variable than basketball.
Yeah, just college basketball just amazes me how, as I said, it just makes me feel like I really don't know what I'm talking about. Take this for example. So you mentioned Vandy just not just beating, but just absolutely demolishing Florida, right?
Yeah.
So the NBA has changed so much where you see somebody losing by 17 and it's not a beating, right? Because you know what I mean. In college, when you see somebody beating another team by 17, that's a beating. And that's what Vandy did. 91-74. And on the other side, in the other semifinal, it was a 15-19 Ole Miss team against Arkansas, and they took them to overtime. Arkansas finally won 93-90. But this is an Ole Miss team, as much as it pains me to talk about this being Ole Miss. This wasn't fluky because they beat Alabama the day before, right? They won three games to get to this, or 2, whatever it was, and almost had Arkansas. They almost look. We almost had an Ole Miss Vanderbilt SEC championship game. Just let that sink in.
The Rebels would have look. The Rebels were 4-14 in conference, 15-20 overall. they're not a good team. Okay. However, they would have earned it had they made it to the finals. You can talk about the ultimate bid stealing if they had somehow won the tournament. But, I mean, look, Vandy's a good team. It's not shocking that they were able to beat Florida. What's shocking is that they kind of ran away with it.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, look, I'm curious to see what happens in the
with Arkansas.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's Calipari, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's not done yet. He's still got some old Cal magic, right? And look, Kentucky may be having some, I won't say buyer's remorse, but letting go remorse.
At least some regret. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. So look, we were talking about, let's get into some of the games that took place yesterday. And then, because really, as much as we would love to have all of the games, all of the conference tournaments finalized before the selection committee makes their picks, they don't. So really, the games that really, really matter are the Saturday games. So we talked about Michigan being one of the first seeds, and deservedly. But look, they struggled. They struggled against Wisconsin yesterday, 68-65.
Wisconsin can make any game a grind.
Absolutely. And they did. And they did yesterday. I mean, it was a 28-28 game at the half, and then Michigan winning by 3. But sitting at 31-2, you cannot argue with there being one of the 1 seeds. You just can't.
I mean, they were 19-1 in the Big Ten.
Yep.
Right.
That's impressive. Arizona and Houston. What happened to Houston?
I mean, they're 14-4 in the Big 12, 28-6 overall. I mean, that's not a what happened to type of thing.
I don't know, right? Man. It just felt like they were.
They lost 3 in a row to Iowa State, Arizona, and Kansas in the middle, or almost at the end of the season.
Yep.
They rallied, won 5 in a row, to include beating Kansas and a decent BYU team. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost by 5 to Arizona. I mean, Houston's going to be a tough out in the tournament.
Well, they're also what you said about Wisconsin applies to Houston, right? They can, no matter how good the opponent, they can turn the game into a grind. Probably not to the level of Wisconsin, but they're also better equipped on the offensive side than Wisconsin. So they might turn it into a grind, but it's going to be a grind in the 70s, not a grind in the. I mean, Wisconsin legitimately could turn it. I mean, they turned that game against Michigan into a grind in the 60s, but I would not be shocked if Wisconsin holds a good team to under 60. Right?
I mean, they're just tough to play against.
Yep. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, I think this one, the what happened will apply a little bit more. What happened to UConn? Was it?
Did they get Rick Pitino'd?
That's it, right? I mean, you talk about as much as he's a horrible individual, but when you talk about, when you talk about the, I think, look, Krzyzewski was a very, very good coach, but man, he had so much talent and he never really went anywhere else, right? He got into a blue blood program.
And I'll be honest, look, I'm going to sound like a hater because I am. He had the benefit of 2 decades worth of horrible biased officiating.
Yeah.
I mean, Duke got all the calls. I know Duke fans are going to yell and scream at me, but I don't care.
No, it's true. They had more talent than anyone, and they had more talent. The refs in the back pocket.
Yep.
But
and I think that they did all that in an age where they were able to. Basketball was always dirtier than football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I think that Duke was just better at it than everybody else. So kudos to them.
Yep. But all that to say, he's widely considered to be one of the greatest coaches.
I mean, he is. And he is
From a numbers standpoint, he is. But
yeah, he's
what?
one of the greatest. You, regardless of my dislike of the man in the institution while he was in charge,
Mhm.
he's one of the greatest. But Pitino's a better coach. If you had to win one game, would you pick Pitino or Krzyzewski? If you pick Krzyzewski, I want to know why you want to kill yourself.
Yeah. No, I'm picking Pitino, and it's not really close.
No.
Right? Maybe I'm too far removed from the Dean Smith era. Maybe Dean Smith was a better coach than
Pitino over Dean Smith.
Right? I think so. I mean,
I think Dean Smith was a great coach too.
Yeah. I'll admit it might be a little bit of recency bias. It might be a little bit of a what I don't know versus what I know bias.
35 years
yeah.
at this point.
Yep. But yeah.
I Providence Friars to the wasn't it Providence?
It was Providence. Yeah. I mean, I despise the individual, but holy crap, he can coach.
Yep.
The turnaround that he's done at St. John's, and then the thrashing that they put on UConn. It's exactly what you said. If you had one game to pick a coach to coach, a must-have game, that's what it like. He seems to do better the bigger the stakes.
And look, I think UConn's coach is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, yes, Hurley is a very good coach, and we were just singing.
He's weird.
Yeah, weird dude. But we were singing his praises, right? Everybody. He was the toast of the town a couple of years ago. But Pitino coming in, I was shocked that he was able to not just beat UConn, not just beat them by 20, but really beat them in the first half. Just
that game was. I mean, they were up by 13 and a half and just kind of rolled.
Yeah.
I mean,
just coasted.
UConn just never got back into it.
Yep. So
and St. John's led from the get-go.
Yep.
Right. I mean, I think they went up 10-0, and I think the closest it got after that was 9.
Crazy stuff for sure. All right. Well, so today Purdue and Michigan are going to play. It's a 2:30 game.
I mean, Michigan's already going to be the number 1 seed.
Well, Michigan's done, but Purdue can't really improve. It's a 2:30 game. It's going to be finishing about 5 o'clock. So they're locked in with whatever. They're probably going to be a 4 or 5, I would imagine. Purdue.
Yeah. They're already in, so it's not like the committee has to wait to see what the seeding would be.
Yep. And that's really, I mean, there's not much else going on today that I'd be looking at. So some of the games, Penn and Yale, of course, are playing in the championship, and the winner gets in. And unless it's Penn, Yale might have an argument for an at-large bid. But if Yale wins, that's it. They're getting in. Penn's not sniffing anything. What else? Wichita State and South Florida. The winner gets in, the loser's out, right? The loser's going to the NIT in this game.
Yep.
I mean, I just don't see, even if Wichita State wins, even South Florida with 8 losses.
No, unfortunately, this is a winner-take-all in a way type of game.
Yep. So not a whole lot of intrigue left for today. So let's get.
I mean, there's some bubble selections that may or may not be. I think the last 4 in by some of the people are Missouri, Miami, Ohio, SMU, Texas. The first 4 out are Oklahoma, Auburn, San Diego State, and Mexico. And then beyond that, Indiana, Stanford, Cincinnati, Seton Hall. And I think that it's crazy to me that Miami, Ohio went 31-0 and then lost once in their conference tournament, and they're the last 4 in.
Yeah.
I guess it tells you the schedule strength there.
Yep.
And I get it. But, man, 31-0, man, that's hard to do.
Well, so that's interesting. Actually, let's put a pin in that. Let's take a break. I want to come back and wrap this up, and then we're going to swivel the spotlight to a couple of other sports. But yeah, we're gonna pick up. This is gonna be a short break, about 3.5, 4 minutes, and we're gonna pick things right back up with Miami of Ohio. You're listening to the Sports Spotlight with Rizwan and Shep.
This is Radio Azad, streaming in Dallas, Fort Worth, and all around the world.